Hey guys, I bought a laundromat back in April of 2019. Since then, we've gone on to bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue just from this laundromat. The purchase price was $85,000, but through creative finance, seller finance, my out-of-pocket money was zero. I loaned $40,000 for the down payment and for the initial renovations. And I had this great idea, let's start a YouTube series off of renovating the laundromat. The years prior, I had bought a train station here in Chillicothe, Ohio. It was miserable. I spent $80,000 on buying the train station. Series on YouTube did terrible. No one watched it other than somehow Graham Stephan did. After buying this, started the series, I got very intentional about doing YouTube videos. And by that, I mean trying to figure out what people want to watch. And for some reason, people on the internet absolutely love me collecting money from this laundromat. In that first collection video, for the first entire week of being open, this laundromat only brought in $147 gross. My mortgage was $542 per month. I had a $200 water bill, $300 electric bill. Granted, I paid for the electric upstairs for the apartments, about $150 a month in gas. So I wasn't making hardly any money, and I wasn't making money off the YouTube videos either. But that first video I made for YouTube, July 2019, brought in $11,000. Fast forward to October 2019, I got monetized off of YouTube, and that video went viral, and in one day I had 650,000 people watch. Those 670,000 views made me $2,700 just off AdSense money alone. It was absolutely incredible. That's pretty nice. So this is the video that I posted in October or November of 2019. This one brought in $24,000. That part of October through the end of the year, I made $43,002.92. Today's video sponsor is Relay. I'm super excited to have them on board. They are a business banking and accounting app. Relay lets you do everything that you need to in a business. Relay lets you have multiple checking accounts, which means smarter cash flow. With Relay, I can open up to 20 checking accounts so I can separate things like income, taxes, payroll, and savings without having to deal with that pesky extra paperwork for having multiple bank accounts. It has built-in bill pay and invoice management. There's no more logging into separate tools to pay your vendors. Relay lets you schedule and send payments directly, whether by ACH, wire, or checks. They allow you to do what is my favorite thing called profit first accounting. It's something that we implemented in our car wash when we weren't making any money. I use this in all of my businesses now after seeing how much having multiple checking accounts has for a business. I can track and approve invoices, delegate tasks to my team, and have full oversight of my business from the cash that's going in and going out all in just one place. You only need one login and have full visibility of your business's finances. And as something that I've seen, especially on my roofing company, Relay lets you have audit-ready financial logs. When we get to the point we need to be with the roofing company, it'll decrease our cost of interest severely. And here's some money coming, walking in the door. Hey, thank you. Thanks for coming. Essentially one system that you can log into with your phone and do all of your banking from one app. They've come on to support Investment Joy as a sponsor for the next few videos. I'm super excited to have them on board. So check out the app below, check the pinned comment, or just if you're watching this on TV, hit pause, scan the QR code. I highly encourage you check it out. Help simplify things, so make sure that you support them because they help sponsor the video, and essentially they've taken care of our production costs for the video. So thank you so much to Relay. That same year that I bought the laundromat, started recording the content, we ended the year at around $26,000, which is not bad for something I had zero money in, but it's also not that great either. So in 2020, everything continued on pretty flippin' well. My content was absolutely exploding on YouTube, and then a little thing called the pandemic happened, and everybody started staying in their house, and they started getting on their phones. And not only did the number of views that everybody on YouTube was getting went up, but on top of that, amount of money that advertisers were paying for ads also increased. So rather than just $5.50 per 1,000 people that watch a video, went up to like $10, $12. I started getting calls by crazy people. The CEO of a large telecommunications firm started calling me. The vice president of the largest bank in the United States He called me. I started getting death threats and stalkers and all sorts of people. Took on a loan for about $100,000 for new equipment. Ended up with Dexter equipment. Nice thing was the laundromat had made money at that point and I didn't have any money out of pocket. YouTube continued to explode. I started taking on sponsor spots. The first sponsorship spot I got some merchandise and $250. That video went viral. I had 5 million views. I went back to the company and said, hey, could we do another bigger sponsorship? They said pretty much no. Even though they had spent $250, they refused to give me a higher rate. Was told by somebody at that company they sold $250,000 worth of product off my one video. But that video made $19,000 in AdSense. Everything was going super good in 2020. The laundromat was going well. I was bringing in so much money off of social media plus the laundromat. For 2020 on YouTube, I ended up $78,783. On top of that, I did another $40,000 to $50,000 in sponsorship. And then I also got into affiliates, which is, hey, you know, I'm doing a shout out. I'm not making any money off the front end, but for every person that downloads the app, my best one was $150 per download. September 2020, I did one video with one shout out to a bank, $15,000 worth of downloads in one single video. I ended the year bringing, I think it's $179,000 just off YouTube. What about the laundromat that year? That year was the year of the renovation. In the first half of the year, before we put new equipment in, we only did, gosh, like $30,000, maybe $35,000. But then once we put all this new equipment in, it exploded so that we ended the year right about $60,000. So $179 in revenue off of the YouTube channel about the laundromat versus the actual laundromat making a very small fraction of that. My cost to do the YouTube channel at that time was very, very low. I was editing everything on a computer from the year 2009. I bought it the week that my daughter Juliet was born. I was still building websites and doing search engine optimization. That was my bread and butter at the time. So I was using an old computer to edit the videos. Everything was shot with a cell phone. So of that 179 I brought in, 80% of it was profit. As opposed to the laundromat, in September when we got into the loan, that was $1,650 every single month to pay for all this beautiful equipment. Now, the revenue jumped severely, but still, I mean, it's okay. It's nothing great. Then in 2021, that's when I made the great or terrible choice to get into doing TikTok. It was new, it was super popular because we were 6 to 9 months, let's say, into quarantine with COVID and everything. I had a lot of people say that my laundromat content would do even better on TikTok. Started playing around with it for a little while, didn't do well, and then I made my Magic Penny video, and within 3 hours, I think I had 6 million views. I've never seen that many views in my life. Started doing live streams on TikTok. Had between 10,000 and 35,000 people on each live stream check in, which was absolutely insanity. But at that point, TikTok was not paying creators out on anything. So it was just essentially doing videos for attention. Which is fine because I can monetize attention. I sold a shout out for a wallet company for $3,500, plus they sent me $1,000 in free wallets. It was good. I wanted the attention. I wanted to be able to post videos on TikTok, send them to YouTube. Just 1% of those people go from TikTok to YouTube. It was worth it for me to shoot videos. So for the first half of 21, I continued to do very well off of YouTube and TikTok. And then mid 2021, by that time I had done podcasts with like Graham Stephan, Ryan Pineda. My videos were getting tons of attention. And I made the decision, well, I could probably start taking those TikTok videos and repurposing them for YouTube. And I didn't realize what that meant. YouTube started sending out the dozens and dozens and dozens of TikTok videos to all of my subscribers. And it made most of them mad. By mid 2021, I had about 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. My estimate was that YouTube would send my shorts to people like TikTok, and they would keep my long format videos for people who like long format videos, who want to see about a laundromat, how it works, or a car wash, which I had bought that in the first part of 2021. That series printed money. When YouTube started sending out my videos, it really, 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 really aggravated all of my long format watchers. My average viewer on YouTube at that point was early to mid 30s. They had a day job. They want to get into laundromats or car washes or vending machines or real estate or some sort of side business. And they're watching my videos to try to see how a guy with no college education, no wealthy background, no inheritance, got into these different kinds of businesses. And now we're sending them content that's like child content. YouTube paid me a huge incentive to start doing that content. I was making an extra $2,000 or $3,000 every single month to post my TikTok content on YouTube. It proceeded to make not all my subscribers, a lot of my subscribers really, really mad. At that time, I also started selling an online course. And the course in just the first 5 months sold right around $60,000. So I was making money from AdSense, I was making money from shoutouts, I was making money from affiliate marketing, and I was also selling a course. And all of those things led to me in 2021 making more money than I had ever seen before. Now, the laundromat's continuing to make decent money. We ended the year at about $75,000, which is more than the year prior, which is more than the year prior. Every single year, my laundromat income has constantly been going up. I'm making money through the real estate upstairs, the rentals. I'm making money through appreciation, the fact that the value of the business and the real estate's going up every single year. That was a step up growth. YouTube was just a straight rocket. So in 2021, I ended up at $86,275. Now you start seeing those spikes. That's when I started posting my TikTok on YouTube. And that's when everything started going downhill for me on YouTube and social media, as far as my ability to make like reliable money off of social media. My affiliate income was wonderful. All my income for that year was wonderful. But what I didn't realize that was in the background, my long-term subscribers were getting pretty mad at me for posting my shorts. My assumption was if I continue to post shorts on here, YouTube will eventually figure it out and they will split my channel in short views, long-term views, and I'll end up with the best of both worlds. That's when I started going parabolic on my subscribers. By the end of 2021, I ended up with almost 1 million subscribers. 600,000 of them were from shorts approximately, and then 400,000 were from my long format viewers. But what happened was YouTube stopped sending my videos out to my subscribers, which is absolutely a nightmare. $851.50. That's just over a 4-day period, $1,300 a week, $70,000 just off washers and dryers, $16,000 a year off the apartments upstairs, plus another $25,000 I think off of the vending machine. So that would be a $111 if we kept this pace, which was actually higher last month. Last month off the laundromat we did like $8,006 in revenue. Once again, we're talking revenue with all these things. Meanwhile, all my rental properties are becoming vacant. The trailer park starts taking up a ton of money. Start hiring more people to come on board and help me. I hire a property manager, start working with multiple construction firms so I can concentrate on my social media. Sets the stage for 2022. There for the dryer. I had a little bit of a tiff with a lady that was claiming that her clothes were your clothes. So that's great. We got a guy that watches the cameras and he was saying I don't think those are the lady's clothes. So I asked her and she's like, oh yeah, those are my clothes. Yeah. Yeah. So I came in, she was charging her phone, stuff like that. Wolfie's on the cameras and was like, hey, she's just hanging around here. I asked her very directly, is equipment working well for you? Are those your clothes in your dryer? She's like, yeah, those are my clothes. She packs up and leaves. They're not her clothes. I just don't understand why people lie about this small stuff. I don't care whether she's in here just sitting, hanging out, charging her phone. It's raining like crazy out there. Oh my gosh, I can't deal with it. Having said that though, we had this huge problem the other day. Someone very purposely unplugged my change machine and shut the stupid thing down last night. I was contacted by a third-party company who had worked with a lot of large social media finance influencers. I'm not going to name names, but I'm guessing a large portion of you would know who these channels are. This company's out of Texas, and they go and they take a brand and they turn it into a series of coaches, courses, and online education. And when they had looked at their other influencers they worked with, they estimated my brand worth at $10 million worth of revenue every single year. This is even with TikTok crashing my YouTube traffic. How fun would it be transition or change my channel a little bit from just doing videos about my laundromat to helping people get their own laundromat, because that would produce a lot of extra content. So I made the choice to partner with this third-party agency and do online coaches and courses. So if you watched my channel 3 years ago, that's what we were selling. And here's where things get insane. Was very successful in terms of the money that were generated off of the channel. How much do you think selling online courses and training would generate in terms of money? Post your comment below. How much could my channel make? Well, over a 9-month period, it was over $700,000. That's not what I saw. Fees and commissions and costs of that program ballooned after 3 months. It got incredible, the amount of money that I was paying out. I ended up only seeing less than a third of that. Meanwhile, I had a situation come up, and I really don't want to get into details on this one because it makes me look stupid, number one, which I'm fine with telling guys, I'm pretty stupid at times. And this is a good bit of money here, but we're out of quarters. Yep. Over the course of me coaching and training, when I was brought on with that agency, they said, all you're going to have to do is do a set of courses, which I filmed video courses over a 2-month period, and then you'll do 1 call a month with the people that purchase it, and that'll be your extent of it. Well, realistically, for the average person that watches this channel that wants to get into laundromat or car wash, you need to do more than watch 20 hours or 30 hours worth of videos and get on a 30-minute call with me. I found out the average person, they need about 9 months worth of help from me in order to buy their first laundromat or car wash. So I very intentionally took time off from doing YouTube videos and all this other stuff to essentially hop on the call 10 times a week with the people that had bought this coaching program I had so that I could help them get their laundromat and car wash. And once they closed, do well, because we had people that would buy a laundromat quick. My quickest person was within 2 weeks, closed on it, and then they needed help. How do I hire people? How do I fire people? We had one guy where the employees were stealing money from him to the tune of $60,000 a year. So that's what we did before the dirtbag came in and unplugged my stupid machine. We're doing okay here. I mean, it's not great. My goal for this video will be, let's say $1,400. Yeah, I got tons of quarters left. I took almost everything else I was doing. My real estate portfolio got put on the back burner. The trailer park got put on the back burner. While I was doing coaching and training, I proceeded to objectively lose $1 million. I know that I haven't talked about that much on my videos because I'm really, I'm not happy about it. First 6 months was great. So many cool people. The quality of people wanting to sign up decreased. Some of the people coming on were essentially buying a lottery ticket. I had a gentleman in California, very competitive area of California. I found him a combined laundromat plus car wash, mostly seller financed. We've now got your location, 80% of the money, 90% of the money. We just need to get the rest. And he said, well, I've got 5 days. And I said, what do you mean 5 days? I can't help you get a laundromat and a car wash in 30 days with no business experience. And he proceeded to tell me that the group that I was working with talked him into buying coaching and training for me because they would guarantee that I can get them a laundromat or car wash within 30 days. That's a lie. I mean, no one has that power to do that. I realized that there's a guy that's copied my content and he's selling that, and that's a lie from the pit of hell. This guy, he had ended up, instead of taking the money for his rent, he paid this third-party group to let me do coaching and training. That made me sick to my stomach. We refunded the guy. I went through, we started refunding tons of people because I told them, like, anybody that was told I'll get you a laundromat in 30 days. We terminated the relationship with that company. And at the end of it, all the money that I would have made off of it or did make off of it was gone from losses from people working inside my companies. I'm trying to say that nicely. Anyway, I got taken for a ride. I've continued to do coaching and training since then. We still do it at investmentjoytraining.com, but instead of having a third-party company set it all up, I do it, and I just do direct training and coaching with people. We'll post a link down below for Investment Joy Training. I have found that that's a lot better. Plus, we're not charging near as much money as we were in the past because I feel that's more ethical to not charge people thousands of dollars for coaching and training. So over the course of 2022 to 2023, we generated sponsorships, YouTube, AdSense, coaching, training, everything. It was over $800,000 worth of revenue. Best period ever. The hardcore viewers decreased due to shorts, and we ran into this huge problem. The short people just don't stick around. So over the course of 2022, show you the number, ended up making a lot less money, $41,000. And every one of those peaks is when I was paid out on YouTube Shorts because they were just giving you a performance bonus, quote unquote, generally sucks. 2024, we made $34,000. This year, we're up a little bit, $48,000. Shout outs this year in 25, a lot less than years prior, just because I have spent spent all my time on the roofing company. It has already generated more money than all of my businesses combined over the last 5 to 6 years. Profit-wise, it's not great yet because we have spent, just in the past 3 months, I've probably put $250,000 in safety equipment and just equipment purchases to make my guys better. And we're spending that out of cash flow, which sucks. So for YouTube revenue, we've done very, very well. So here's what all of my videos have done. This is all 25. Anyone that's over $1,000, I theoretically make money. Everyone that's under $1,000, I lose money. So if we would look through these, the majority of them were losses. But on the other end, I make shorts myself. This year we've had 179 million views. Best short this year did 7,000, 4,400, 435. You know, I've offset the expenses a little bit on my long format videos with shorts, but still not that great of income at all. We've actually, this year's been a net loss. I end up having absolutely wonderful contacts. Got into some public speaking arrangements. I've been charging about $5,000 to speak at conferences. Out of all of the people that I did coaching with, I continue to have great relationships with a lot of them. But I think instead of doing video courses and group calls and things for the big product, I think I'm just going to go to the Securities and Exchange Commission and get my requirements met to just essentially bring on my subscribers as investors in the next laundromat that I buy. And then we do a training cohort with the investors on, hey, we're gonna go buy a laundromat together. We're gonna do hands-on training, video-based, plus just show up and we do it in person too. That would be the best thing that I could do that no one else has done before. Let me know in the comments what you think, because the amount of relationships that I make are incredible. I've got multiple people that are on their way to being billionaires because of the YouTube channel. I would never have those connections before if I didn't do social media. But over the past 3 years, it's made me absolutely no money. Meanwhile, this laundromat has continued to go up every single year. This year, we're on track to do $125,000. We'll add this number, let's see what it is, to that count for this year. Pretty good, 185. 45, we're on track to have a good week. Awesome. So my goal was $1,400, vended at $1,715. So very good collection for the first part of the month, and we gotta go get the vending machines. Now, for those of you that are my long-term subscribers or you're just coming to the channel, there will be a point soon in the future where I will get back to doing 2 videos a week. Because when I was doing 2 videos a week, everything was great. We get a sponsor for every video, then I'm no longer paying out of pocket, which is what I've been doing this entire year and all of last year. Taking money from my real estate portfolio, laundromats and car washes to pay for YouTube, which is the inverse of what everybody assumes. I like producing the short form content at this point because it's easy, but I realistically need to have one of my kids, somebody to follow me around as I go through all of the stuff at the businesses. Plus, I'd like to buy a couple more for the only purpose of showing you guys how much money things can make, because being an entrepreneur and a business owner is hard and not easy. And there are times when I can take multiple weeks off and I don't have to do any work. And there's other weeks where I'm up till 2 o'clock in the morning working on stuff. It's not bad at all. This piece of real estate here in Chillicothe, Ohio, is gaining value every single year. Just since I bought this in 2019, the value of all real estate in this county has more than doubled. We've got Andural, Palmer Lucky's company. They're opening Arsenal 1 close to us, less than an hour away, maybe 45 minutes. And other opportunities are going to make real estate continue to go up. If the laundromat's worth $300,000 a year and it's increasing at 5% per year, that's $15,000 that I'm generating in equity that I can't see. My car washes are in a similar position where if they increase at 5% a year, which the one's right next to Arsenal 1, if it's gaining 5% a year and it's worth $1 million, that's $50,000 a year in equity that's going up every year. $57. And let's see, this is snack money and drink money. $623, $155.75 plus 57. It's $212.75 for the first week here at the laundromat, which isn't bad at all. Oh, plus $1 Don't tell the IRS. In the end, that's all of my YouTube financial data. So what makes more money? Probably YouTube still, even though I got screwed on so much of it. Laundromat keeps making money, and we're at a point where the equity in it's starting to look really, really good. I could potentially someday do a cash out refinance, pull a couple $100,000 out of it, tax-free. Just what I see off of YouTube is that a lot of people have decided to get into YouTube because they've watched my content, which is cool. I'm not complaining about anybody that makes laundromat content or car wash content or anything like that. More the merrier. But I have found there are several people out there that watched my videos early on. They went out and bought themselves a laundromat. And there's one guy that is convinced I ruined his life because he went out and bought a laundromat and it went bankrupt. He bought not a great location, spent too much money in it. One of his customers tried to kill him. From what I understand, it like just mentally broke the guy. Meanwhile, I have other guys out there and girls that have gone out, watched my videos, bought themselves a laundromat, and they love it. They're super thankful. I feel like I've stayed the same. I mean, you can post a comment below and tell me otherwise. It's been a blessing to me. Social media, laundromats, car wash, everything like that. But I don't want you guys to watch these videos and not understand the financial part of it. So would I start a YouTube channel in 25? Sure. Would I buy a laundromat in 2025? Absolutely, I'm looking at a couple. Would I buy a car wash? Aaron bought one last week, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. He's already had multiple 100 car days at his new wash. You can definitely be successful in this day and age with buying a laundromat, a car wash, or starting a YouTube channel. Is it harder than it used to be? Sure, but everything is harder at this point than it was 6 years ago. So things are going well, but I also don't want you guys to watch these videos and get some type of information that I'm not laying down. But I figured if we would actually talk numbers in this one video, you guys would understand kind of my position. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, post a comment below if you have questions. There's going to be a lot of interesting things to happen between now and over the next year in all my companies. And I'd like you guys to participate in it with me. In-person events, we've got the cruise coming up. Thank you guys for watching.